YouTube, Mad Dog here. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do this little video which is basically aimed at people that are new to using ferrocerium rods. I'm going to show this because obviously I do sell these little ferro rods on eBay. This is one of my mahogany prototypes. I think I've currently got, I can't remember now, 6, 10 of these on eBay, something like that. This is my own experimental one. I'll get the plugs out of the way. So basically they're an 8mm by 80mm ferrocerium rod encapsulated into a mahogany handle, and I've got 30 inches of leather lace there to form the lanyard. And on this particular one I've used a hardened bevel washer with a ground striking edge on both sides of that washer. It works quite effectively, quite well, and for me, I'll just get this out of the packaging here, for me it's got that nice rustic sort of traditional bushcraft look and feel about it. I have oiled the handles on all of the ferro rods that I produce with linseed oil. It's a Scandinavian oil that I use to help preserve the wood against moisture ingress. So that's the ferro rod itself. Leather cordage. I always leave plenty of cordage on my ferro rods so that you've got plenty of room for striking and manoeuvring and doing whatever you need to do. So that's a given on all of my range of ferro rods, of which I have 3. I'll just get the quick plug out of the way and I'll get on to the main subject of this video for people that are starting out using ferro rods. And it's a simple, easy thing that anybody can overlook. You know, it really is. That requires a little bit of preparation back at home before you set off into the wild. So my second lineup in the range is this ferro rod, and again, as you can see, this is a real rustic type thing. I've used a piece of hardwood for the handle, and I've left it as hot. This is proper good hard seasoned wood. I've had this wood in my stores, what, 2-3 years, so it's proper seasoned, proper hard, very obviously dry, and I've left it as rustic as I can make it without it being too obnoxious. So I've left all the gnarly bits, the outer bark which is solid. You can see that it's close grain. This thing's rock hard, absolute pig to sand. But I've made it so that, as you can see, I've got small to medium hands. It's plenty big enough, you know, and I've got 40 inches of paracord lanyard and a secondary piece of paracord, which is 7-strand paracord, which I've woven into the cobra weave there to form a keyring loop. That is also 40 inches at least if you unwrap that 7-strand paracord. And with these you get supplied the hacksaw type striker, which works very well. You can also use the hacksaw blade type striker obviously to cut notches into traps, gather tinder, scrape tinder like fat wood, birch bark, etc. You know, all in conjunction with your ferro rod. So that's the second in my stable of ferro rods at the moment. I won't go into it too much, but the fourth, I might as well take it out and show you all whilst I'm giving this plug. The fourth, again, they're all 8mm by 80mm ferro rods, the actual blanks that I use. Obviously some of that you lose in the fact that I have to encapsulate this with twin pack adhesive into the handle. So this one, as you can see, it's of a more traditional hand tool style type handle. The lighting in the shed is awful, sorry about this. But you can see what I do is I sand it and I oil it, and that brings out the natural grain in that wood. Obviously again, the same 40-inch paracord weave lanyard. A little safety note, off subject to know, but I do tie a square knot in all of my paracord lanyards and my leather lanyards. So these are not to be worn around the neck, please. Anybody that does buy anything from myself, from my eBay shop, link will be in the description below. If it hasn't got the snap fit in, please don't wear it around your neck. And again, this one comes supplied with a hacksaw blade style striker. Again, I've oiled the handle so they won't rot in any time soon. Basically plug over. So at the moment, that's the 3 lineups that I do sell on my eBay shop. Later on I will have the fourth, which will be the stripy high resin pine, my original ferro rod. That will be making a return, but at the moment I've got to go and source some more wood for that. So anyways, long plug over. So back to the subject of this video. So I'll use a experimental Mad Dog mahogany ferro rod for this, albeit with a piece of paracord for lanyard, not leather. So if you take this out of the bag from new and you go ahead, there's the ferro rod, and you attempt to strike it, well, all I can say is, I don't know about you guys and lasses, but Mad Dog's oh, hold on, no, nearly. Mad Dog's equipment's rubbish. Doesn't work. Why isn't it working? I'm in the depths of winter and I need a firelit. So before you go out or do anything with any ferro rod, not just mine, any pre-brought ferro rod, the actual rods always come coated with a black protective coating, and this is important. It does make a big difference. So for me, once you've unpackaged your new ferro rod, take it out the box, take a file or some, you know, even sandpaper, Henry paper, whatever you may have, and gently and carefully, being careful not to burn yourself, just run the file along the ferro rod. Yes, it will spark, that's what it's designed to do. Just gently to remove that black coating. Okay, that's all we're after. We're not trying to remove too much of the ferrocerium material, just the black protective coating. And that is basically there to stop the ferro rod from rusting. So let's try again. So the little hardened washer there with a ground bevel. What basically, just cutting back, what I do is I file these and then oil stone them to give it a reasonable edge. So basically, let's have another go. And okay, I think that pretty much explains itself. I've got a good shower of sparks now every time. Turn it around, use the other side, and yeah, no problem at all on the sparking ability. So, and that's the same, and that's true for any ferro rod, not just mine. So again, this is aimed basically at newcomers or people that have never brought or used a ferrocerium rod before of any type. Please make sure you get rid of the black coating before going out into the field and relying on your kit. Always try it at home, test it thoroughly, and do your prep work. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. As always, I will put links to my little eBay shop in the description below. Go check it out if you're in the UK especially. You know, I try and make these things, and I do everything here in the shed as reasonably priced as I possibly can. You know, postage and packaging is a pain in the you-know-what, as is eBay and PayPal charges, but I swallow all that up in the price of my products. I don't add P&P, so it's all calculated in. Anyway, thank you all very much out there. Take care, have a great weekend, see you all soon. Mad Dog signing off. Yeah!